Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Best of Boomer Shooters 4 Bada Bing Bada Boom Bundle of March 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle, and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos of buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem, a standalone expansion to Serious Sam 4, delivering even more of the franchise's signature chaos with a Russian twist. You step into the boots of Sam Stone once again, mowing down relentless waves of enemies across Siberia's snowy landscapes, dense forests, and desolate towns. If you thought Serious Sam 4 had enough action, Siberian Mayhem cranks it up further. You'll face swarms of enemies so large they stretch to the horizon, forcing you to unleash every weapon in your arsenal. The iconic AK-47 makes a brutal impression, but it's just one of the many powerful tools, including a Soviet heat beam and a Tesla crossbow. Unlocking dual wielding lets you double the destruction, whether with rifles or missile launchers. The game does not just offer mindless shooting. Side objectives are more fleshed out than in the base game, rewarding exploration with creative encounters and hidden secrets. A standout moment involves enemy chatter about Sam himself, exaggerating his abilities in hilarious ways, if you take a break from shooting long enough to listen. Siberian Mayhem also brings back the fan-favorite mech segment, now with the chainsaw arm for extra carnage. However, technical issues like texture pop-in can break immersion, and the expansion's single major boss fight feels underwhelming. Though it has a few rough edges, Siberian Mayhem is pure, unfiltered Serious Sam madness. If you crave over-the-top action and don't mind a little absurdity, you'll have a blast tearing through this Russian war zone. At number 2 we have Turbo Overkill, a turbocharged retro FPS experience that thrusts you into a frenetic journey through a cybernetic dystopia, where mutants serve as grind rails for your chainsaw leg. This game delivers a visceral, adrenaline-pumping ride reminiscent of classic shooters, albeit with a modern twist. Turbo Overkill offers multiple action-packed episodes, each teeming with new weapons, enemies, and challenges. Whether you're grinding through grimy streets, neon-lit halls, or glitzy skyscrapers, the game's meticulously crafted levels provide ample opportunities for chaotic, fast-paced combat. As Johnny Turbo, a street cleaner armed with a chainsaw leg, you embark on a quest to eradicate a rogue AI named Sin that has seized control of the city. Augment your cybernetic body with mods, including additional chainsaw limbs, as you carve your way through hordes of enemies with relentless fury. While Turbo Overkill excels in delivering non-stop action and stylish gameplay, its episodic structure occasionally hampers its momentum. Flashy abilities like the grappling hook and slow motion feature feel underutilized, and pacing issues arise as the game struggles to sustain its initial rush of excitement. Nevertheless, Turbo Overkill offers a thrilling experience for fans of fast-paced FPS games. From smooth platforming sections to exhilarating combat encounters, the game keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout its roughly 15-hour runtime. Just be sure to play it in bursts to avoid burnout from its relentless pacing and repetitive encounters. Turbo Overkill impresses with its action-packed gameplay and stylish aesthetics, making it a worthy addition to any FPS enthusiast's library. So, if you're craving a high-octane adventure filled with chainsaw-fueled carnage, look no further than Turbo Overkill. Just remember to take breaks to fully appreciate its adrenaline-fueled mayhem. At number 3 we have Forgive Me Father 2. Embark on a harrowing journey into the depths of eldritch horror, blending doom-like mechanics with a haunting soundtrack to deliver an unforgettable experience. This sequel maintains its position as a standout horror shooter, offering a gripping narrative intertwined with Lovecraftian themes and intense action. Set against the backdrop of World War I's traumas, Forgive Me Father 2 plunges you into the nightmarish landscapes filled with grotesque creatures and twisted environments. As you navigate through asylums, trenches, and eerie manors, the game delves into themes of trauma, survival, and the battle against inner demons. The game's visuals, characterized by cel-shaded artwork, contribute to its eerie atmosphere, with each level meticulously crafted to immerse you in a world of dread and madness. From sigils and paintings to ghastly enemies you encounter, every detail reinforces the game's Lovecraftian aesthetic, inviting you to confront the horrors lurking within your own psyche. In terms of gameplay, Forgive Me Father 2 excels with its high-octane gunplay and diverse arsenal of weapons, ranging from revolvers to bazookas. Each weapon feels weighty and impactful, offering satisfying combat mechanics that complement the game's relentless pace. However, Forgive Me Father 2 is not without its flaws. The carryover of health between fights can pose a challenge, requiring strategic resource management to survive the game's unforgiving encounters. Additionally, the presence of only one boss and limited weapon options may leave some players wanting more variety in their gameplay experience. Despite these minor drawbacks, Forgive Me Father 2 stands as a testament to the horror FPS genre, offering a thrilling blend of action, storytelling, and atmospheric design. Whether you're a fan of Lovecraftian horror or simply seeking a gripping shooter experience, Forgive Me Father 2 delivers a haunting journey into madness that is sure to leave a lasting impression. And number 4 we have Necromunda, Hired Gun. A fast-paced FPS set in the Warhammer 40k universe, blending looter-shooter mechanics with frenetic gunplay. You take on the role of a mercenary navigating the lawless depths of a hive world, taking contracts, upgrading cybernetic abilities, and mowing down anything in your way. At its best, Hired Gun delivers thrilling high-speed combat. The movement system, wall running, sliding, and grappling promises fluidity, though it often feels clunky. Enemies range from cautious gunners to aggressive gene stealers, and when the gunplay clicks, it is an exhilarating experience. The environments are a standout, dripping with grimy industrial decay that perfectly captures the bleak beauty of the Warhammer universe. However, the game struggles with consistency. Weapons can feel imprecise, and aim assist issues do not help. The level design encourages mobility, yet sluggish melee executions and bullet sponge enemies frequently kill the pacing. The Cyber Mastiff Companion, heavily marketed as a key feature, feels like an afterthought, useful in brief bursts, but lacking meaningful integration. Though it has a few rough edges, Hired Gun still offers plenty for Warhammer fans. Hidden lore and detailed visuals make Necromunda feel alive, even if the forgettable story fails to do the same. Bugs, frame rate dips, and erratic combat rhythm hold it back from greatness. But if you can look past the jank, there's a decent shooter beneath the grime. For those craving a chaotic cyberpunk-infused FPS, Hired Gun delivers. Just don't expect a flawless execution. And number 5 we have Graven, a first-person action game that puts you in the role of a mysterious character who is tasked with investigating a strange and dangerous world filled with murder, dark magic, and otherworldly creatures. The game's violence is intense and frequent, with you using a range of weapons and spells to murder your enemies and defend yourself against the dangers that lurk around every corner. The game's world is dark and foreboding, with a sense of danger and unease that permeates every aspect of the game. The environments are well designed and immersive, with a range of locations to explore, from ancient ruins to dark forests and twisted temples. You'll need to be careful and strategic as you navigate the world, as there are traps and hazards that can quickly murder you if you're not paying attention. One of the unique features of Graven's is emphasis on player choice and customization. You'll have the ability to choose which weapon and spells to use, allowing you to tailor your playstyle to your preferences. Additionally, you'll have the ability to upgrade your weapons and spells as you progress through the game, making you a more powerful and effective murderer of otherworldly creatures. The violence can get quite intense as blood and gore splatter all over as you murder enemies. While the game's combat is satisfying and intense, it can also be quite challenging at times. You'll need to be skilled and strategic in your approach to each encounter, as enemies can be tough and unforgiving. However, for players who enjoy a challenging and immersive action game, Graven is an excellent choice. In conclusion, Graven is a well-designed and immersive action game that will satisfy fans of the genre. The game's focus on player choice and customization adds depth and replayability, providing a unique and rewarding experience for you to explore as a skilled warrior in a world filled with dark magic. And number 6 we have Deadlink, a fusion of first-person shooter games with roguelike elements. You are the first ever recruit into the experimental Deadlink project for the corporate security agency. Not wanting to go through the courts that will cost them millions, the agency took it upon themselves to send you to thwart the schemes of the most powerful corporations in the world, with good old murder. Rather than controlling a human, you're nearly linked to empty combat shells. If your combat shell gets destroyed, the connection is lost and all that remains is the tokens or credits that you have collected. The game features brutal and hectic gameplay that makes it hard to put down. The more you progress, the bigger your weapons become, and the more rewarding the game will be. Of course, this is at the cost of your enemies becoming increasingly more powerful and more aggressive. You have access to permanent and temporary upgrades, with permanent upgrades giving you a boost of strength, resilience, and speed, while temporary upgrades only being available while you're linked to the shell. The world is also procedurally generated, making each playthrough unique. You can also manipulate your surroundings, allowing you to jump to extreme heights, blow up explosives, and get an advantage. You can unlock classes that come with different strengths and weaknesses that will also change the way you play the game. Unique challenges become available to you as you play the game to improve your loot and make each playthrough worthwhile.
Deadlink is tough, enjoyable, and addictive, and at the same time feels wonderfully casual. This game is great for those who are into heart-thumping, fast-paced action roguelike games.
At number 7 we have
Powerslave Exhumed, a part of a classic 1996 FPS console game, Powerslave. This game feels like you're playing an Egyptian-themed 90s FPS game. King Ramses appears before you, and he tells you that the Valley of Karnak has been invaded by aliens known as Kilma'ad. They have been sucking power out of his mummified corpse, and you need to stop it. Unlike most 90s FPS games with progressions or stages, some levels in this game have multiple exits. Some exits are blocked off until you gain the necessary ability to go through. It may sound like a Metroidvania, but it's more about remembering where it is and then backtracking to it later in your life. You'll also have to find parts of a transmitter and health expanding ankhs, so exploration can be quite rewarding. This also means that you have to revisit certain levels later. The game's health and ammo system is quite interesting. Rather than collecting specific ammo for each weapon from the environment, you collect a generic blue orb, and whatever weapon you have equipped at the time gets its ammo refilled. So you have to ensure that you have the right weapon equipped before collecting one of these blue orbs. These orbs are obtained randomly by destroying breakables in the environment, even though sometimes when you break something it explodes or a gang of wasps break out to murder you. So it's a risk, but you need them ammo. The boss battles are fun, even though all you do is circle strafe them and shoot them till one of you die. Camels act as your getaway, so if you find one, there's an exit to the stage, which is quite funny. Overall, Powerslave Exhumed is an excellent port of a 90s classic, and I look forward to more awesome ports or modernization of older games.
And that's all for this bundle. If you're new to boomer shooters, this bundle is an absolute banger, stacked with fast, brutal FPS action. Yeah, there are a lot of repeats, but that just means it's packed with proven hits. Graven might be the odd one out, but everything else brings the heat. Even if you own a few, the value is still solid. If you're hunting for some retro-inspired mayhem, this bundle's got plenty to keep your trigger finger happy. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. Special thanks to Terry D for subscribing to the early access army. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.